How y'all are this afternoon? My name is Wes Grillby. I'm a survivalist extraordinaire. My job is to go out into the wilderness and be left there for 2 weeks and come back right as rain. Except right now I'm actually lost. I don't know where I am. This is uncharted territory for me. All I've managed to find so far is that ladder over there, and that serves me absolutely no purpose. So I'm actually kind of in a pickle right now. A lot of my survivalist amenities are indisposed at the moment. My Seminov SKS got stolen off of my DR200, which I had to sell to pay off the voice lawyer fees to divorce that dumb bitch Teresa. So I hope she's happy with Luke. I hope you burn your popcorn, bitch. So instead, I'm out here trying to survive with just my wallet and this piece of shit. This is a RG23. It works, and that's it. You can't hit anything with it, so it's basically just a flareless flare gun. So I'm a little bit ill-prepared at the moment. As far as the kukri goes, I have it, kinda. You see, it's not there in the sheath. That's because on this tree right here, I saw a big fat lizard, and I knew that'd be right for eating, so I threw my machete at it, and I missed. As you can clearly see, it's right up there, and I can't get it. Can't get it. Trying to get it. So as you can see, things are a little tough in the life of Wes Grillby right now, but that's all right. I've trained my whole life for this situation, so I'm gonna make it through, and I'm gonna find my way back to civilization. So if you'll come along with me, I'll walk you through the real survival situation of Wes Grillby, lost in the woods. Oh, is that what I think it is? Look at this right here. Look at this. Look at this. See this right here? This is southeastern ground moss. I actually don't know what it's called, but I'm in the southeast, I think. And this is moss that grows on the ground. Interesting thing about this stuff is when you find the very greenest ones, this one perfectly green patch here, you can actually pick it right out of the ground. And you can eat this stuff. You can also brew it into a refreshing tea that'll help with bronchitis and heat syncope. So I'm gonna put that right here in my handy dandy front pocket here. If I can get the button open, put it right there. Now that will help save your life. In the right situation, that's the difference between life and death. Wes Grillby, survivalist. So folks, now I've come across this logging bridge here, but it's a little worse for wear. It's about had it out here in the wilderness. This crosses this huge ravine. It's got to be like a 200-foot drop straight to the water below, and it makes me feel very afraid. And it reminds me of how afraid I am not of Luke, the man who took my ex-wife from me. And I want you to know, for your transgressions, Luke, I'm gonna grease your wheels, boy. I'm gonna lay you like lumber, and I'm gonna kick your ass, Lucas, for throwing a leg over my sweet Teresa. And you better watch out, cause I ain't kidding. Boy, I'm mad. Oh, yes, sir. Now this is good news for me. Things are starting to look up for Wes Grillby. So this right here is a beech tree. And the reason they call it that is because it's supposed to grow on the beach. But ever since the armadillos started coming up the Yucatan Peninsula, they brought the seeds in them, and now they're an invasive species, and they're growing all over the damn place. And it's actually wreaked havoc on the ecosystem out here. But the bright side is that these leaves, you can actually eat them right off the tree. And also you can brew them up for a refreshing tea that'll help you out with schizophrenia, as well as erectile dysfunction under the right circumstances. When the moon is in the right phase, it'll get you more bricked up than the courthouse that you got divorced at. Why am I holding this leaf right now? Now, if you look up there at the sun, you can see it's starting to come closer to the horizon. That's called a setting sun. It means it's fixing to be nighttime. Nighttime means it's going to be cold, and there's going to be critters out. The best thing to fight off against dark critters and cold is fire. Now, what this is right here is a Native American thinking stump. They used to put their moccasins on them right here and put their fists on their chin and think, and they would come up with all kinds of really interesting ideas to help them survive out there in the Native American world. But they're also really good for burning and starting fires. So what I got here is a big old fat ass stick, and I'm gonna rub it right here until it gets hot enough for it to burn. I think that's how fires actually start. So if you'll bear with me here, I'm gonna rub this old sucker right here like that. And I think if I do this, I will survive and get out of here and go back home and fire up my Switch and play Hot Wheels Unleashed. See, it's already starting to get warm. I think I even see smoke on it right there. Maybe if I do this number right here. I think they twist them like that, or maybe they just rub them. I don't know. And on second thought, this actually kind of sucks. I feel like this stick ain't good for shit, but I tell you what it would be good for. Bear with me just a moment. All right, now if you can bear with old, wow. See, sometimes in the wilderness, the stick breaks and it hits you right in the balls. I'm gonna try to fight through the pain and get my machete back looking directly into the sun. That did not work. That was not effective. Perhaps I can use the small end to nope, that is a big nope right there. I got a middle section here and we'll see if that'll work. That will do it. That will do it every time. I had to make this part quick. That wild dog is hot on my trail and he wants him some Wes Grillby for supper. This right here is a Native American dilder stick. And they use those for things that I can't talk about right now. But if you take these and you brew them into a refreshing tea, you'll actually be transported to a fantastical world and you'll meet a gnome named Yorgamep. And whatever you do, do not let Yorgamep know that you have a Native American Sacagawea gold dollar on you, because he will do anything, and I mean anything, to get a hold of it. And then whenever you wake up after he knocks you out, you have a weird scar on your ankle that is perfectly stitched up. You have no idea how it got there, and now you can't go within 200 yards of the public library, which is a huge inconvenience to you because that's where your favorite Dollar Tree is. And they sell red vines there for $1.25, and you can't find them for any cheaper than that anywhere. And now you can't go. So you know how they say that you need to follow the moss on the trees and it'll lead you to civilization? Well, I did that, and I actually did find civilization, but unfortunately that was Hamilton, Alabama, so, you know, no, I'm not going out there. So either way, I'm back out here in the wilderness. Is that a watering trough? So this right here is a northwestern grub knob. These ain't even supposed to grow out here. But you actually can eat these right off the tree if you can get them off of there. And even more importantly than that, you can actually brew them into a refreshing tea that actually tastes really bad, and you probably don't need to be drinking that. But you know, desperate time call for desperate pleasure, so that one's going into the handy dandy front pocket here. So let's keep going. There's actually it's actually something very important that I need to show you here in a moment. So right here behind me is a Walker County crackhead camper. I went in there. I done been in there already. There's actually a dude sleeping in there. I had to make sure to have this out with me in case he woke up and had a problem with my presence. But while I was in there, I made a very good discovery. Next to some old rusty spoons and some syringes full of like dark brown liquid, I found this right here. This is a lighter, and it'll help me start a fire every time I need this to survive. I've actually never started a fire any other way but with a long safety lighter, because I'm scared to use the normal ones in case they burn my fingers. But I'm gonna get out of here before this old pot liquor wakes up. There's some very thick woods over there I'm gonna sneak off into, so hopefully I can sneak away without anybody knowing I was ever here. So it was kind of a close call at that crackhead camper over there. So I had to sneak off into these cane woods. But the interesting thing about cane woods is that they're just lousy with cane. And this stuff right here is actually a very important survival tool. So you can actually pick these leaves off the young ones and actually eat them right off the plant. But also you can brew these into a real nice tea, so that way you can drink it, and I don't know what it does, but it makes you feel good. So I need all the good I can get. So I'm actually gonna cut a whole stalk down here. So if y'all bear with me, I'm gonna just kind of chop away at old darling right there. Yes, right there it is. So y'all bear with me. I'm gonna take this one off back to where I'm gonna try to make up camp. But I got some exploring left to do. So before nightfall, before I get my fire started, I've got a couple more things to look at. So y'all come along and maybe we'll learn a thing or two, and maybe just maybe we'll make it out of here. Don't leave firearms unattended in the woods. So after that close call there in that crackhead camper, I thought about, I need something a little less close quarters, but a little more reliable than this piece of shit. So I was thinking I better try to sharpen this down into a handy spear, so that way I can perhaps poke someone or something, so that way I ain't got to get all up on it and put myself in danger. So I'm actually going to try to trim some of these little leaves off of here, like that. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is a fine spear. Perhaps if I find some water what got fish in it, I can use it. But as of right now, I actually am by some old ruins here. There clearly hasn't been anybody living here for more than 50 years. So I'm going to go off in here and see if I can find anything that I can use in the name of survival. So y'all come along now and we'll see if we can find a sticky situation. Now see, this is kind of what you hope to run into out here in the wilderness. This probably appears to be an old refrigerator. It's a Crosley, you know, like old records. But a lot of people like to use these as stashes to hide goods. That would help me in a survival situation. All right, that looks like that's about as uncovered as we're gonna get her. But I just had to open this and see what lies within. Oh God, we might have a problem here, folks. I don't know. Oh God. I'd call 911, but I ain't got no signal out here. I can't, shit, no one can know I was here. I can't let anybody know that I was here. I can't do this. Oh man. So this right here is an actual good discovery to find out here in the wilderness. I believe they call this pine heart or pine core, something to that effect. But it's long dead pine trees. After they rot away under the right conditions, this stuff will form, and it is just the center of the pine tree. It has a very distinctive, almost like very rigidy, almost skeleton-y appearance. And this will actually burn really good. You can tell that it's the real deal when you cut it. You can take a little flake of it here and you can smell it. And it smells really strong of pine, like citrusy pine smell. And this stuff will actually burn really well, even when wet. So I'm gonna get some of this stuff up here. I actually got a little twig of it right here. I'm gonna go out there on a rocky surface so I don't start no forest fires. Don't you know, that wild dog is enough trouble as is. Don't need, you know, smoke his ass on me, you know, and all that shit. So I'm gonna go start me a fire for the night, and I should be set for the evening, and that should be good. You see right here, I got me a good little rocky spot. A little place to put my feet at, and I got this little chunk of firewood right here. I can just light that up and get her going and have me a fire for the night. I don't understand why all these survivalists get caught out here without these lighters, like I did, when you can just steal them from a crackhead. You just have a lighter. Better yet, you stop by the Dollar Tree and pick one up, so long as it's not within 200 yards of the local library. You just put that right there. Now that's how a real survivalist ought to do it. Because I am Wes Grillby. I am a survivalist. And I'm doing good without Teresa, I gotta say. I don't think about her. Don't talk about her. You know, she's happy. I hope she's not, but odds are she probably is. It's good for you to move on like that. To just go on, but that's surviving in the wilderness with Wes Grillby. I figure come tomorrow I can follow Moss to a different town, and then I can just go back home there and eat some SpaghettiOs like nature intended. And this shit does not burn as good as I was led to believe. Fire up now. I know you can. You got it in you. You are wood, ain't you? This is just such a fine method of roughing it in the wilderness. We'll call that I'd call it the Wes Grillby way, but we'll call it the Grillbyan method. The Wes Grillbyan method of survival is second to none. If you want to make it, the only way to make it is the Grillbyan way. See, now it's just smoking up real good there. That's a fire. If I ever saw one, I believe I just killed it. I just believe I killed my fire. I have. There will be no fire tonight. I will be cold. Damn, that's actually coming on long there. I didn't expect that. I mean, I did, because I'm a survivalist and I know the way. I don't know how you get the smoke to go out your damn face. That is a right Grillbyan fire. Now I'm gonna let this build. I'm gonna go try to catch me some game, which I have full faith that I can do. I've got my knife. and I've got my little piece of shit gun, and I know that I can survive this night, and I can survive this scenario. So, and I know for most of all that I can survive without Teresa. So I'm gonna let this go unattended, as Smokey says you should do, and get this damn smoke out of my face. I'm Wes Grillby. Y'all will definitely see me again. So, y'all take care now, and y'all stay good.
I miss your face, you're in my head. There's so many things that I should have said. A year of suffering, a lesson learned.
It felt good to get out.
I hope you get your ballroom floor, your perfect house with rose red doors. I'm the last thing you remember. It's